classroom, you will see a document that will say, let's see now, fruit guided notes. So if you could open the fruit guided notes, that's where we're going to start today. So we're going to go, I'll probably take us all the way down to, to where it talks about the nutrients. So we'll do everything above that. And then the next time together, we'll do the rest. Okay. So have that open and you're just going to kind of fill it out as we go through it. So keep that in mind. Emily, I think I sent you what you needed. I hope so.
Yeah, I already got it done.
Okay, good. All right. Well, then you just hang tight and go through it with us. And all right. All right. I'm just trying to figure out where the heck I put it. Okay. So have those open. And then we're going to run through this. Leah, did I also send them to you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure everyone that's got it. Okay. Awesome. All right. Let me put this into present mode. Oh, goodness. All right. So we're going to do a unit on fruit. So the next couple of weeks, that's what we'll be talking about and spending our time on. And we'll get a couple demonstrations in there. There's one sheet that you guys are not going to be able to do, and there's one on when we are tasting the difference between like a frozen fruit versus a canned fruit versus a fresh fruit or a dried fruit. So the in-person kids, I came and I brought all of those types of foods in there, and they had to taste them and evaluate them. What made them different, texture, smell, things like that. And so that one will be on the Google Classroom, but it's one that you can't participate in. Okay, so just so you know, I'll probably just exempt you guys from that one, just because you kind of had to be in person in order to do it. All right, so here we go. Fruit. Fruit are considered seed plants that are used for food. They're a protective food. So fruits contribute vitamins, minerals, and cellulose. And in the next few slides, as we go through, I'll kind of break down the vitamins, minerals, and what cellulose is all about. Scurvy is a disease of the joints, teeth, and blood vessels, and it's a lack of vitamin C. So back in the day when there were, I'm sure you heard this from your history teachers, at least my dad was a history teacher, and he used to tell the story about the sailors that would sail over here to the New World. A lot of them came to the New World and had scurvy because they didn't have any vitamin C on board. And so what they would do to prevent that, excuse me, from happening is they would have lemons on board. And so they would get their vitamin C that way, and then they wouldn't come down with scurvy. Because the voyage across the Atlantic there is a big one, and it took a lot of time. And so if they didn't have their vitamin C, that would cause a problem for them. Okay, so scurvy is joints, teeth, and blood vessel disease. And I'll just kind of pause, for each slide. If I go too fast, remember it's being recorded, so shouldn't have any trouble. Okay, so there's different types of fruit. Palms, which are classified or characterized by a smooth skin covering. Can you guys wait for 1 second? Because Jordan's trying to get into the meet and I got to send him some information. Hang tight 1 second. Let me just try to get him in here. I feel, whoopsies, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, let me see if I can get him here. Okay, Okay, we'll see if we can get Jordan in here. All right, I'll keep going. If I hear him, then I'll stop. Okay, sorry about the interruption. Okay, Miss Grave, if you notice he's in, let me know. Okay, so palms, like I was saying, are characterized by smooth skin, like apples have smooth skin on them, so do pears. I wouldn't say kiwi has really smooth skin, but they do have an enlarged fleshy area that surrounds the core. So that would be the apples, pears, and kiwis are considered palms. And then we have drupes, which are a single seed or a pit surrounded by fleshy, juicy, edible portions, like peaches have a pit, nectarines have a pit, cherries and plums have pits. So drupes are pitted or have one single seed. Jordan, are you in here now?
Yep, I am.
Okay. Do you have the school classroom code?
Oh yeah, I'm in it.
Oh, okay. So, okay. I
Yeah.
just want to make
It just
sure you,
doesn't show a link or anything for me,
okay.
I guess. I don't know.
Okay. So are you able to find the document that says guided notes?
Yeah, I can look for it.
Okay, do that because that's where we are right now. You might as well jump in. And then let me know when you find them.
Is it the fruit guided
Yes.
notes?
Yes.
Yep, I'm on it.
Okay. So we just are talking about palms and drupes right now. And I underlined everything, but you can put down like, what a palm is and maybe give me one example, just so that you have it.
All right.
Okay. All right. And so then berries, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, strawberries, blueberries, they're really, really fragile and perishable, because their cell structure is just kind of soft and fragile. They are pulpy and juicy and delicious. Like, I think of raspberries as being berries, just really fragile. And I can, when we clean them, you got to put them in water and just be really careful and gentle with them because they break easily and pull apart. So just remember berries. I mean, that's to me is pretty self-explanatory, but they are really fragile. Should say delicious on there because I love berries. They're so good. All right, I'm just gonna pause a couple minutes, not a couple, maybe like 30 seconds or something, so you can get the information down. But what you want is the definition and then the example of one so that you can make a reference in your mind when we say those things. All right, I'm going to move on. Remember, it's recorded. Okay, then you have your citrus fruits, which are grown in warm climates. Typically, they'll have a firm rind and pulpy flesh, and they are excellent sources of vitamin C. So that would be like your oranges, grapefruits, lemons. Those are citrus fruits. And then you have your melons, which are, like a hard outer surface, smooth. They kind of have a netty, juicy flesh. Cantaloupe, honeydew, watermelon, muskmelon, those would be constituted as melons. And then our tropical fruits, grown in warm climates, most are available in the United States, and that would be bananas, pineapples, and mangoes. Even though they're considered tropical, we still get them here in the US to put in grocery stores and things like that. So those are going to be your tropical fruits. And then our little worksheet that we're going to work on today is we're going to do a kind of a scramble up of the words of fruits and then figure out if there's citrus, melons, tropical fruits, palms, berries, or drupes. And so it just kind of goes back and make sure you understand those different types of fruits. Okay, so these are just some additional information about pre-packed fruits result in a lot less moisture and reduced contamination. So when they're pre-packed. The USDA, or the United States Department of Agriculture, establishes grades for fresh fruits. So they're the ones that regulate that. Color and flavor are excellent indicators for fresh fruit. So, when you buy a banana, you want that brilliant colored yellow. You wouldn't want one that's kind of speckled dark or one that's turning dark. I wouldn't buy an apple that was bruised and dented. I really look for a brilliant color, and that's going to help me pick out the best one. It's important to read the labels when purchasing canned fruits and avoid high sugar syrups. So when the fruits are canned, a lot of times they'll can them under high temperatures and put in a sugary syrup, which is going to put a lot more sugar in the fruit than what is already naturally there with the fructose. So you're just compounding sugar upon sugar. One's natural, one's not. Before purchasing fruit, determine the intended use. So what are you going to do with the fruit? Okay, because if it's really fresh fruit, you need to use it quickly because it won't last very long. And it can be expensive. I mean, I can remember making a fruit salad, and I bet you it was over $20 because you want to have the variety of like strawberries, grapes, maybe some blueberries, raspberries. You might have some melon in there, apples, oranges. I mean, that gets up there in price. So, you really want to have an idea of what you're going to do with that fruit so that it doesn't go to waste. All right, I'm going to move on to the next one here. All right, so forms, selection, and storage. So there's many variety of fruits to choose from. So in the selections of fruits, you have fresh, frozen, canned, and dried. So that's how they come. Like I was just telling you, that fresh spoils a lot faster and deteriorates very quickly. So you want to make sure that you're going to use it, soon after you buy it, because it won't be good for you if you don't. The riper, it'll enhance the overall eating quality. You don't want them overripe, but you want them ripe. I always think of avocados. Like when I go and buy an avocado, I always pinch it to just make sure it gives a little bit, because that means it's soft. But if it's as hard as a rock, to eat that would be like, I think of the consistency of like a raw potato. It's crunchy, and you don't want to be crunching on your avocados. Fruits develop to full size. It allows the flavor to become more mildly sweet and develops characteristic aromas, which are smells. So like whenever I go into Horrocks, one of the first thing I smell is apples because they're right there at the entryway. So that's the aroma that's coming off those fruits that are full size and ripe and ready to be sold. Enzymes are substances that that cause chemical reactions. Enzymes will continue after the fruit has ripened, eventually causing spoilage, understandable or undesirable texture and flavor. So the enzymes in the fruit are going to start turning it and ripen it, and then eventually continue past the ripening and go more into the spoiling, which is going to cause problems with the texture and flavor. Okay, some fresh fruits are prepackaged in plastic bags. Like I think of grapes is one of them. It cuts down on the loss of moisture and reduces contamination. Processed fruits, longer storage time. They're readily available regardless of season. And it controls the spoiling and the enzymes. So that would be like your canned. And then your frozen, they're kept at a really low temperature, which prevents spoilage. Most are sweetened, and the color, flavor, and nutritive values are similar to fresh fruit. So if you had to kind of put them in a value of best to worst, you would always go fresh, frozen, canned and dried. It depends on your what you want. But the two best fruits to purchase would be fresh and then frozen. So, if you're trying to get, the best nutritional value out of them and the best flavor and color, that's what you want to shoot for. Okay. Canned, mostly common fruits are available in this form. They do come in different ways, though. So you'll have some that are whole in the can. Sometimes they'll half them. Sometimes they'll slice them. Sometimes they'll cue them. I know that pineapple, you get tidbits, which are even smaller than slices or cubed. They call them tidbits, kind of the size you'd see on a pizza or something like that. And they are usually sweetened as well. So they're adding in more flavor, sweetener, than they're allowing the fruit to have its own. Canning, like I said, is exposure to high temperatures, which destroys spoilage, allows it to be preserved. So that's why your cans can be in the cupboard for such a long time, because they're preserved. Canning is kind of a lost art. I know my mom and my grandma canned all the time, just all different things. I remember tomatoes, peaches, pears were big in our household. It's kind of a lost art, though. So people are just relying on grocery stores to have their canning needs, but they're probably adding a lot more in there than what used to be. Dried, basically the water is taken out and removed, and it does extend the quality of the fruit. So like you think of raisins or dried cherries or the banana chips or things like that, they can stay for a long time because there's no water in them. Proper storage is required for fruits to be placed in a container or a space where it will be protected. So that's like a pantry or something like that. Proper storage does preserve color, texture, flavor, aroma, and the nutrients. So you want to make sure you store things correctly. If I buy, let's say, an avocado that isn't ripe, I put it in a paper sack on my counter, and that'll ripen it up within a day or two. So that's usually what I do to ripen my fruits if I need them to ripen up. Okay, then you have fresh, placed in a special fruit drawer. So in your refrigerator, you have a section for fruits, or like some people will store them like the grocery store does, and put them on the counter. Just handle them gently. Pineapple, cantaloupe, apples will have a strong aroma and should be carefully wrapped so the fragrance will not be absorbed into other foods. So, I always say just store fresh fruits like they do at the store. Okay, so if they have them just kind of laying out, that's okay. If you want to keep them from ripening any further, you can kind of slow that down by putting them in the refrigerator. That slows them down a little bit. I cannot talk today, I swear. Frozen, place fruits immediately in the freezer, thaw for specific use, and do not refreeze. So like, for example, if I had a bag of strawberries that were frozen, I pull them out, leave them on the counter. If I go to freeze them again, they're just going to be a clump mess. Okay. So, it's not good because to, bring them to the room temperature and then to refreeze them, that's a habit you shouldn't get into. So just make sure, like, when you go to the store, come home and put those right into the freezer so they're not going to be a big old clump, because sometimes that happens when they get a little bit too hot. and then they just kind of clump together. But otherwise, they're flash frozen, which means they kind of put them in the cold for a period of time individually, like individual strawberries, and then they pull them out and then bag them. And that way they don't, they're not in a clump. But if I just, picked strawberries, I rinsed them in water, and I just put them in a bag, more than likely they're going to clump all together. So I won't be able to just pick one out and eat it. Canned, place fruits in a cool, dry place. Once fruit is open, it should be placed in a covered container in the refrigerator. Avoid buying bulging, dented, or rusted cans. So whenever you buy a can, just kind of run your hands around it. And if there's a dent in it, just put it back and grab one that's not dented. For dried, place fruits in a cool, dry place in the original package and keep them closed when you're not consuming them. Most of them come with like a zipper at the top of the packaging that you can just zip back shut, and that will keep them, good for longer periods of time. Okay. All right. So, I have something I'm going to have you work on that kind of goes over what we were talking about, and we'll do the nutrient contents next time. Okay. So there's several things you can do for this. Let me go to it. You want to find the fruit scramble. And I only have this as a PDF. So you could do it on paper and then just take a picture of it and upload it to Google Classroom. Or you could have it side by side with a document and number 1 to 25. And then just tell me what the unscrambled word is. And then tell me if it's a berry, a drupe, a palm, a citrus fruit, a melon, or a tropical fruit. If you can download the extension Cami, Cami is something that you can actually write on a PDF if you want. But I don't know if that's opening a bigger can of worms than you want to open right now. So let's just do the first one together, and let's just see if we can figure that one out. So number 1 is can you unscramble the words and tell me what number 1 is? You have like an idea of what that would be? I'll give you a minute to think about it. Nobody has a clue? Oh, somebody does. I need to know what, it's a scrambled word. What fruit is it? What fruit is that? I'll give you a hint. It starts with an O. What fruit starts with an O? I'll give you a hint. O-R. What fruit begins with O-R?
Orange.
Okay, thank God. Orange. Okay, so as an orange, a berry, a drupe, a palms, a citrus fruit, a melon, or a tropical fruit. What is it? What category does it go in? Anyone? I feel like, well, you won't know if I say Ferris Bueller. You'll be like, who are you talking about? Nope, it's not tropical, because you can get oranges in Florida.
I'm pretty sure
Tropical.
it's citrus fruits.
Yeah, citrus. There you go. Okay, so citrus fruits. So, what do you think about number 2? We'll do one more. Starts with an A. What do you think number 2 is? Starts with an A. It's one of the fruits that are in the fall. Apples, Braden. Correct. Now can you tell me what category an apple goes in? Is it a berry, a drupes, a poms, a citrus fruit, a melon, or a tropical fruit? What category does it go into? Anybody? There's 5 categories. So, sorry, 6. So what category does it go into? An apple. Is it a melon? Okay. It's not a drupes. Drupes have pits. So I'll give you another chance. What's something else besides a drupe? Starts with a P. Palms. It's a palms. Okay. So continually work through the worksheet, and I'm going to give you till 2:20. Okay. And I'm going to come back and we're going to go over the sheet. So I need participants to participate. So take a few minutes, either do a side by side with a Google Doc and just do 1 through 25, and I'll make it easy on you. You can just tell me B for berry, D for drupes, P for palm, C for citrus, M for melon, and T for tropical. I'll make it easy on you. And then unscramble the fruit and then tell me what category it goes in. Okay, at 2:20, I'm going to have you tell me what the answers are, and I need participants. So be prepared to participate. Any questions? Let me know, but I'll reconvene here at 2:20. Give you time to work on that. You guys have 5 minutes left. Try to finish as much as you can. You got a few seconds, and we're going to go over the worksheet. Start at the top here. So who got number 3? What would number 3 be?
Bananas.
Thank you. And then what category do they go in?
Tropical fruit.
Yep, good job. And then what's the next one?
Pineapples.
Yep. And then what does that go under?
I believe tropical fruits.
You are correct. Okay, what's the next one? Starts with a C. Anybody got that one?
Cantaloupes.
Yep. And then what category?
I think melon.
Yes. Okay, the next one, it starts with a B.
Blueberries.
Yep. And then that is a berry, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next one?
Strawberries.
Yep. And that obviously is a berry. Okay, what about the next one? It's popular in Florida. It's kind of sour. Any thoughts? About grapefruit. And what would the category be for grapefruit?
Citrus.
That is correct. Okay, and what about the next one? I don't know if you're going to get this one. Oh, wait, number 9. Yeah, number 9 is purple or green.
Is it grapes?
It is grapes. And grapes are a berry. Okay, I put papayas on there because I wasn't sure if you'd get that one or not. And papayas are tropical. Did you get the next one?
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh, wait. Kiwi?
Yeah,
Or the next
kiwi.
one?
Yep, kiwi fruit. And we said that was a,
Tropical, right?
well, on my notes, I think I had it as a palms,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't know. That one, I have a question about that one. I'm going to look that one up. Because on my notes, it says we'll put it for a palms and then I'll check it. Okay, because it does have little seeds in it, so maybe it's both. I'll have to look. Okay, what's the next one after kiwi?
Cherries.
Cherries. Okay, and cherries are what?
Drupes.
Drupes, because they have a pit. It's always fun to see how far you can spit the seeds. Okay, what's the next one after cherry?
Isn't it honey?
Yeah, honeydew. And that's a melon, so. Next. Okay, do you know the next one? 14.
Pears?
Yeah, pears. Correct. And that is a what?
Palms? Palms?
Yes.
Or however you
Yep.
pronounce it.
Yep. And then 15 is tangerine, and that's citrus. And number 16 is an apricot, and that's a drupe because it has a pit in it. What's number 17?
Lemons.
Lemons, yeah. And that one actually is citrus. And then the next one,
Watermelon.
yep, and that is a melon, obviously.
Yep.
And then what's the next one?
Um,
I think it's a
plum.
plum. Plums.
Plums. Yeah, plums.
Yeah, and that has a pit as well.
Yep.
That's a drupe. And then what's the next one? Peaches. And peaches, whoops, I spelled that wrong. Peaches has a pit. So that would be a drupe. Oops. Okay. And then I put figs on there because those are tropical. And then the next one is an avocado. Avocados are what?
Tropical.
Yep. And then what's this one?
That's limes.
This, well, the 24 is limes, but 23 is cranberries.
Oh yeah, I skipped that on accident.
Right. And that one is a berry.
Yep.
And then you said limes. All I can think of is put the lime in the coconut whenever I say that word. That's citrus. And then a casaba is like a melon. It's just got a more yellow outward appearance. So that's casaba, and that's a melon. So I don't know how you did it. I use Cami for mine. But if you guys just did it on paper or document, just upload that to Classroom or take a picture or whatever you need to
I
do.
just put it in a Google Doc.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, that's all you got to do. And then I'm just gonna not save it, but anyway, so that is our class today. We'll talk more about fruits the next time. You'll have a little bit more to do next time because because I only have you 2 days and I see them 3. So you'll have a demo to do next or Friday and possibly even a web quest. So you'll have a little bit more work to keep you busy throughout the days before I see you on Wednesday of next week. So questions you guys have? Okay, well, that's all for me. Jordan, you're going to stick around, and then everyone else will see you later. All right. So, Jordan, where have you been? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. You need to show up for class, mister.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, I hope so. I've missed you. Don't do that to me. You make me worry about you. I got 3 kids. I don't need another one to worry about. All right, I'm trying to think of what the heck our last exam was on meal planning. There we go. I'm like searching up and down, like, what is this test I'm looking for? Okay. Whew, it's been a long day, let me just say.
It has
Okay.
been a while.
Yeah, so I just need you on camera, bud. So if you can just get yourself there and then I'll open it up and then you're good to go. Just let me know when you're done and you're out of here and I'll get that score in for you ASAP. And I want to see you next time.
I
Don't
will
leave
be
me
here next time.
hanging.
I'll be here Friday.
All right, I look forward to it then. All right, you take the test. I won't bug you.
It says you've already responded.
Oh, I know what I need to do. Hang tight. I gotta remember. Okay. Hold on, I gotta figure out what to do here. Okay, I'm gonna refresh my screen and then I'm gonna have you try it again. Okay, try again. Or maybe refresh your screen. It's good?
Mhm.
Okay. Excellent.
I just finished Miss Lipka.
Okay, I will see you Friday then. Thank you.
All right, see ya.
Bye.